Hey guys, Lyrics Messiah here, and today we actually gonna be talking about gear. Actually, for this entire week we're gonna be talking about gear. So, cameras and the accessories that accompany them. Now this video is being shot today for today, and that's because last week when I shot all the accessories for my cameras, I forgot to actually shoot a video about the camera itself. So today we're gonna handle that. Now in my hand I have 3 cameras. Now these cameras, I don't currently use them. However, they're significant in me telling you about my history with cameras. Let's start with this one, the Sony Handycam. Now, this is the first camera that my family really had, and it's a camcorder, not a camera. There's a kind of difference. These are specialized for video. They could take pictures, but they're specialized for video and long form videos. So if you're recording like an hour, this is the one, because it wouldn't get hot and it wouldn't overheat. Now this camera actually still works. I just have to charge the battery if I wanted to. And the beautiful thing about these types of cameras, they're called point and shoots, because the lens can come off. So you just point it and you shoot whatever you want. And you have internal zoom. So it has an optical zoom, and it zooms without the lens moving or changing the lens. What I mean by that is, this is a lens for this camera. And if I wanted to zoom in on something, I turn the zoom ring and you see that? Movement. Yep. The second camera we had is a true point and shoot. Meaning, this is what you think about. That's a camcorder, even though it has the point and shoot set up to it. This is what you think about when you say point and shoot. You point and you shoot, and you take pictures, you take videos. Similar situation with the zoom. However, with this one, the lens actually comes out when you zoom in and goes back when you zoom out. This one also still works, however I don't have batteries. Yeah, I don't have batteries for it, and it's really old. So some of this stuff a little loose. Like, we have to tape this down when we want to use it. However, this is a Kodak EasyShare C813. It's a good camera. Took a lot of really great pictures on it. I didn't take very many videos, and that's because the audio is not great, which is something we'll get back to. Now, in between the last camera and this camera, we had a few other cameras. One of them my mom bought for me, and I never got it because she gave it away before it got to me. One of them my mom bought for my sister, and she lost it. And then this one, which was also bought for my sister, but she traded it to me for some Apple earphones. So when Apple had first removed the headphone jack, I don't remember how, but I had one of the headphones, because I don't have an Apple phone, but I had one of the headphones that plugs straight into the charging port. And I told her, hey, I traded that for the camera, and she agreed for some reason. So yeah, this is the first camera I owned, and that's how I got it. And this is a really great camera. Now, this one also still works, and the battery is charged. So, boom. Flash. Something that I didn't mention. All of these cameras have flash. So this light at the top here, this is where the flash comes from. And, well, this one, the light at the bottom here, this is where the flash comes from. So with this camera, this is where the flash happens. So the flash is usually in and it's not used, and then you can pop it out if you need it. The flash will only work for pictures, not for video. And the zoom is also internal. So still sort of a point and shoot. Yeah, still a point and shoot. However, now you also have some more settings and function buttons that I had not experienced previously, so I could adjust stuff like the ISO, shutter speed, and it has a variable aperture, so basically as you zoom it adjusts for itself, so you don't have control over that. But yeah, this is the camera that got me into video. I shot some things on this camera, edited on iMovie, and then I realized, you know what, I think I want to look at this video thing a little bit more. And it's because of this camera that I'm actually here right now. Shortly after using that camera, I would have bought this camera that I'm speaking to right now. This is the Lumix G85. Similar to the camera before, which was also Lumix. I did some research and I was looking into, well, what kind of camera do I want? When you're deciding which camera you're going to buy, a big question that you have to ask yourself is, what am I going to do with this camera? Am I going to shoot pictures? Am I going to shoot videos? Am I going to shoot both? And then you have to further ask yourself, okay, pictures of what? Videos of what? Pictures and videos of what? Because different cameras are made to do certain things really well, and they could do the other things okay, but they are specialized for a particular thing. The Lumix G85, I think, is specialized for video. Takes good pictures, but it's really a video camera. And it also offered me something that I hadn't had before, which is a microphone port. So in buying that camera, I now had the ability to plug in a mic and get better audio, which was amazing. And the lens was not stuck to the camera like the previous ones I showed you. This one, the lens could be removed. So this is what we call the kit lens. Now when you buy a camera and it comes with a lens in the box, that's called the kit lens because it came in the kit. This lens was on the camera, took it off, hence the lens could be removed, just, you know, for proof. But yeah, and I shot a lot on this camera, and I made a lot of money shooting on this camera. Everything that I've bought so far, I was able to buy from money that I made using this camera right here. So this is an OG camera. This camera also literally saved my life, but that's a story for another time. Last month I bought this camera, which is the Sony A7 III. Now you remember, if you're paying attention, the first camera we ever had was a Sony camcorder, and now we're back to Sony. Similarly, I bought this camera because it's really good for video, and it's also really good in low light. Now I don't have a lot of lights. I have this one big light here, and I have this smaller light here. I need to invest in a little bit more lighting equipment, but for the meantime, this camera does a lot of compensation for me because it's really good in low light conditions. So that's that camera. Now I don't really want to make this video an in-depth one into all the specs and stuff of the cameras, but I just want to give you a general idea of what I'm working with. So, and maybe it'll help you make decisions if you're thinking about buying a camera as well. Now what makes these cameras do what they do so well, specifically the way the Sony is able to handle low light, and the reason I would say the Lumix is good for video, is because of the sensor size. Now I'm gonna draw two boxes here, and they're gonna make sense in a little bit. So let's say you've already decided, okay, this is what I want to do with this camera. Let's say I want to shoot video of people. So you decided, okay, or I want to shoot pictures of animals. So you know exactly what you want to do. Now you need to ask yourself, where is this video going to go? Am I shooting for social media? In which case you could probably just use your phone. Am I shooting for YouTube? In which case you could also probably use your phone. But you could also use a camera that might not shoot in 4K, because most people on YouTube are watching in for maximum 1080p. But if you plan to print out pictures as posters, which are huge, or if you plan to put the video in, let's say, a cinema, which is huge, you're gonna want a larger sensor in your camera. So coming back to my illustrations here, this is what I would refer to as the sensor on the Lumix. It's APS-C, or what we call crop censored, meaning that it's a smaller sensor than a full sensor. The Sony is a full frame camera, meaning it has a full size sensor. Yeah? So basically what this means is when light comes into your camera. So let's say you have 3 beams of light coming from each direction, right? Your full frame sensor is gonna capture 3 beams of light from every direction. However, your crop sensor might only capture, let's say, 1 beam of light or 2 beams of light from every direction, meaning that you get less information going in. So now when you edit it and then you render it out and you blow it up, you start to see the lack of information, and that shows up as pixelation, or when it's a little fuzzy when you zoom in and stuff like that. So knowing what you want to do with your camera and where you want to put the final product should help you decide, okay, this is the camera I should buy, this is the camera I should not buy. So apart from the sensor size, what else is different about this camera? Well, a couple of things. Number one, it could take 2 memory cards instead of 1. Number 2, it could take a headphone jack. This one can't. Number 3, the screen could only go this way, whereas this camera could flip so, and then I could see myself like I am right now. But you get the idea. Basically, this camera, in my opinion, is better than this one. I mean, objectively, it is better. And that's the idea. As you go, you upgrade. Yeah? Now, I'm not going to make this video super in-depth, like I said, but I just wanted to share with you guys the cameras that I am using. The rest of footage that you're going to see for the week is going to be shot on the Sony, because I'm still learning the camera, and also I believe it gives the better quality, and nothing but the best for you guys. However, much love and respect to the Lumix. Now, there are also other types of cameras. So, take for example, the camera that's shooting the behind the scenes right now. That's a GoPro. That's an action camera. So if you're jumping up, running around, flipping, swimming, whatever, that camera can handle that. These cameras, not so much. Now, as I would have shared with you guys, I bought this camera for myself. This is the first camera that I spent money on, and I paid $6,400 TT for it. It came, you know, with the lens and a few other accessories that aren't the best accessories because they were third-party accessories. However, it was good. This camera, however, I paid $16,500. So that's $10,100 more. So about $10,000 more than this camera. Was it worth it? Definitely. And I didn't buy it new. This camera I bought new. This one I bought used right here in Trinidad. However, the guy that I bought it from gave me a bunch of different accessories with it. So, for example, this bag I got with it. This cage, which goes on the camera, and then I could mount more accessories, I got with it. This battery grip, where you put more batteries inside, and it extends the amount of time that the camera would be on for before the battery runs out, because you could put 2 batteries inside instead of just 1. I got with it. These extra batteries, I got with it. And it goes on and on and on and on. However, the only issue with buying cameras like these is that you also have to buy lenses separately. So, I didn't get a lens with this camera. I had to buy the lens that's on it right now. And I also bought this lens for it. Now, if you currently trying to buy a camera or lenses and you want a little bit more information on it, feel free to message me on Instagram. I will leave my information down below, or you could drop a comment under this video. I'll get back to you because, you know, I'm still a small creator and it's not very many comments. So more than likely I will see a comment and I'll get back to you. But really all you need to know is, what do I want to shoot with this camera? Where is it going? And with answering those 2 questions, YouTube is your friend, Google is your friend. What is the best camera for? And add in the rest. And you will get so many options, and then you get to decide for yourself based on budget and the features provided. Hey, this is the camera I want. However, start with what you have. Now there is this thing that people say on YouTube, gear doesn't matter. Well, it does. It does matter. If you're shooting in really low light and you're shooting with this camera, it's not going to be as good as this camera. However, shoot with what you have. So if all you have is your phone, shoot in the daytime, you know. I started with a camera that can't really do as great as these can. However, it was a start. Start with what you have, and as you go, you could upgrade. Now, if you guys want to see a more in-depth video on these cameras, you could let me know. Right now, I don't think that the audience that watches these videos is into that kind of, you know, techie specifics. However, if you guys say it in the comments, I'll get into it. I say this a lot, and I say, you know, leave it in the comments or whatever, and nobody says anything about it. And I take that to mean, you know, that you don't want to see it. Because when you don't say something, you say a lot. So yeah, just be mindful of that. If there is stuff that you guys want to see or don't want to see, let me know in the comments below. Other than that, you know, keep watching the videos, keep liking the videos, and if you're not subscribed, it would really help me out if you guys subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers before the year is out. Is it possible? Well, this entire week we're talking about gear, and basically we're gonna go, apart from today, from cheapest to most expensive. And trust me, you're gonna want to see the last thing that we do, because I was really excited for it, and I know you guys are gonna be excited for it. So stay tuned, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and put on the little bell so that you be notified. But other than that, know that 5:30 in the afternoon every day, Trinidad time, you're gonna get a video. Yeah, nice. Lyrics Messiah signing off for now, and until next time, may the light expose you well.